Well, guys, this is totally my first time recording this. Ha ha ha. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to the next guide in this installment. Happy Hanukkah, Merry St. Patrick's Day, and Happy Groundhog's Day. I'm tired, but we still move. Welcome to the Towhorse Guide. I've been requested by this for this by seeing one singular person so many times that I had to eventually do it. So you know what? We're here now. We're actually doing it. Um, where there is so much to talk about it. This thing, there's really not anything to talk about. This thing, it's so basic on what it does. But let's actually get into what it does. So here's to a horse. As you can see, its design is a tower and a horse. Imaginative, I know. Um, it's got the rock and fighting dual typing. He's got some pretty decent abilities: stamina, rough skin, speed boost, solid rock. Ignore the bottom three. You will always use stamina. You want to know why you're always going to use stamina? Because it's got body press. What does body press do? It gets higher power when you have higher defense. What the hell does stamina do? You get more defense every time you're hit by any move. That's just perfect synergy. There's a Clover mon that actually has that same synergy, but this thing does it a little differently. Well, actually, no, it does it the exact same. I fooled you all. Get fucked. But anyways, Towhorse over here, he's got stealth rocks. He's got U-turn. He has recovery for some reason. I don't get why this thing gets recover. Maybe shore up, but recover. What? How does it even do that? That's not important right now. What's important is that this thing definitely is a support mon. It's definitely a support mon, but it can also be doing damage with body press, stamina. That's its main bread and butter. Body press, stamina is what it does. It also has recover. Unfortunately, you have to keep in mind that rock and fighting is a terrible defensive type. That's the caveat to this whole thing. While yeah, it can be really good in doing defensive, like being a really defensive Pokemon that's actually really good, it is unfortunately held back by how bad of a typing rock fighting is. Because the thing is, you will always see rock fighting, or you will just see a defensive rock type and think, yeah, that sure is a defensive rock type. And defensive rock types naturally aren't very good because of how bad rock is as a defensive typing. Luckily, Towhorse kind of, negates that with its, bulk. It has really good. The thing is, like, Towhorse isn't bad. It's a good Pokemon because of what it gets. Helps it out really well. You can run Body Slam for paralysis, I guess, but this is what you're gonna mainly be wanting to use. It has more shit that it can use, but like, it usually, like, actually, you can also run Toxic because of it's a defensive Pokemon. That's what defensive Pokemon do. They use Toxic, they use U-turn, they use Stealth Rock. That's usually what they do. Be a little bit annoying. This thing also gets taunt if you really want to, like this. Like, Towhorse is good. Towhorse is really good. All right, this is not to bash on Towhorse for just being a rock type. I'm saying as a rock type, it's one of the better ones. That's mostly due to its stab body press. If this thing was just pure rock type, I don't think it would be as good. I still think it would be good. I don't understand why it's fighting type. Or, this is actually really funny. Taurus was supposed to be question mark fighting type, which would have made this thing way better. But it's understandable, right, why it, has the rock fighting type, right? If this thing was question mark fighting type, it would be kind of like, it would be way better. I really want to see a universe where that was legal, but it probably would be a little bit too much. But it would be funny. Now you're probably wondering, oh, why don't you want to use speed boost on this thing apart from it being really really slow? Well, it has bulk up. It's got Rock Slide, it's got Earthquake, it's got the Edgequake coverage, but with 90 attack, it's not that great. And the thing is, even after you're like +3, you still get outsped by base 125s or base 115s. Like, it's bad. It's bad, you know? 40 speed is really not that good. Um, Obviously, if you have more, like, you really need to be either jolly or, any speed investing nature to really get mileage out of speed boost. But the thing is, because of 90 attack, you're oof, like, you need that attack stat. You really need that attack stat because of how low it is. What's interesting about Towhorse is that it also gets extreme speed if you really want to do that, which is not really recommended, It's not recommended at all because it's pretty weak. You just mainly want to stick with body press as your only attacking option. However, something really interesting that Towhorse can do is use Mirage Veil. Now, because Towhorse is a physically defensive Pokemon, under Sandstream, this is good. Because if you don't know, Mirage Veil for 5 turns gives you 1.5 times damage boost for all your allies. It's like Aurora Veil in Hail, and this does work with Lyclay, which means, you can use Mirage Veil under Sandstorm and then U-turn into one of your attackers, and because it's so slow, it gets that slow U-turn. That's also actually a big benefit to being a slow defensive U-turner. You switch out second, usually, right? And that lets you, get the better switch into, what you're fighting in. That's really, really damn good. That's why Towhorse is one of the better defensive Pokemon. That's really why it's a good Pokemon, right? And Mirage Veil is not really that, like, it's not the main thing that you want to be using on Towhorse. That's just like a side thing. It's just a side thing. But if you want to, it's not terrible. Genuinely, it's not terrible. Like, you can also just use Erosure, which literally has Sandstream built in, which would, it is better, but if you just, like, want another Mirage Veil user just in case Erosure, dies, that's really good. Some potential teammates that you want for Towhorse is, a Magic Bouncer. A Magic Bouncer just in case, a Pokemize taunts. Well, not just a Pokemize. The thing is about a Pokemize is that it also has Magic Bounce. It can switch into Towhorse's Stealth Rock. However, Towhorse does have U-turn, so it's a good counter to that. You can also, like, the main reason why I'm saying you should also have a Magic Bouncer yourself is for taunt from just other things in general. So you can actually use your Stealth Rock. You can actually use your recovers. Damn. That was unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, whew. Like, all in all, Towhorse is, like, it's a like, the more you see it, the more I feel like it's way better than I really, bring it out to be. It's definitely kicked my ass a little bit of times. I've definitely used it, and it's definitely kicked other people's ass. This Pokemon is nothing to fuck with. I mean, it's defensive, it's got body press, but I think it has, like, the strongest raw body pressing cap, which is a big thing to have, He's a good guy. That's honestly basically all I have to say about Towhorse. Good defensive Pokemon with good utility moves. It's basically a one-trick pony, mostly. But if you stick to its strengths and not try any funny shit, you can use it very well. You're welcome to the one person who keeps requesting this goddamn on. Stop. Leave me alone. Please leave me the fuck alone. Oh my god, leave me alone. Anyways, hopefully the next guide I will actually like the Pokemon and be more in depth about it because I fucking hate horses. Goodbye everyone, and happy Valentine's Day.